guys didn't hear me in the bathroom say, make my monster grow, did you? Make my monster grow. All right. Guys, welcome. This is a VIP that I do. Usually I do this on top of stuff, and the reason why is sometimes I do questions and answers, and we have hundreds of people, and you know, they don't get a chance to ask questions, and so I kind of brought it down a little bit. So the promoters do a VIP. This con I'm not doing a Q&A panel, which kind of stinks. I usually do like a free Q&A and then a free karate class. I guess it was just super packed. They didn't get a chance to do it, you know what I mean? So I apologize for that. Who's from Canada? Raise your hand if you're from Canada. All right. Who's not? Get them! No, I'm just kidding. All right. So what we do in the VIPs is, you know, we'll have some questions and answers. And someone, like one person posted, so you charge for questions and answers? I normally don't. I usually try to give a lot of free stuff out, you know what I mean? I appreciate you guys even coming. I know cons can be very expensive. I know when I do a tour with William Shatner, he's like 120 an autograph. People are broke by the time. So, you know, I take care of you all. So I know there's a lot of people. I don't know who's here. I know Adam West, Lou Ferrigno. You guys even watch those shows? Or? Yeah? Because it seems like the 90s, the crowd is starting to come. You know, the 90s show is starting to come into the Comicons. This is my niece, Erica, which happens to be my brother who passed away's daughter, and my brother on Zeo played David Trueheart, so he was on like about 5 episodes. And I'll start with that story. I first had the pilot, and I went to his house, and I showed him the pilot. And he just sat there like this, because my brother either, you know, just sometimes he's excited, sometimes he don't care. You got to ask him, you can't read, you know. So he'd be sitting there, and I showed the pilot, and then, you know, the Zords and all this weird stuff. When I got the audition, I'm going to close this door. When I got the audition, I thought, are you all listening? I don't care. I just, the doors, yeah, that's fine. I want to close the door on you. I didn't know if you're looking for Adam West or something. So when I got the show, I was watching I was showing them, and then it ended, and the credits, and it was just like a black screen, and he just stared at the TV. I'm like, so what do you think? He's like, dude, that sucked. That was like so cheesy. And who would have knew he was in it? You know, he also worked behind the scenes for lighting and, you know, stuff like that. So that was the story when I first started. People asked, well, what about my long hair? I had long hair in the beginning, went to an agency. The agency said, hey, you need to cut your hair and look like an all-American kid. And so I cut my hair, went back to the agency, was like, yeah, I cut my hair and stuff like that. And they didn't want to represent me. And I was like, dude, I cut my hair just for you. So they called it even. They gave me a script that was called Phantoms, which was Power Rangers. And I was reading for the Green Ranger, had no clue. Hey, oh, that was like my daughter. Hey, have a seat. You can sit up here. Jenna Frank. We do adult talk. So anyway, went there and cut my hair and all that stuff, and then I grew the hair out, obviously from the show, from episode 14 all the way. I did what I wanted to do, which was great. And then I decided to leave the show. Obviously, I repaired my relationship back with Saban. It was no hard feelings. It's just I left the show. So many years in spandex. When it was cold, it was cold. So that's kind of what happened, and that's, you know, how it started. When I started Power Rangers, had no clue it was going to be big, but I wasn't doing it for that. I don't do it for fame or anything else. I do it because I enjoy doing it. I'm passionate about what I did, and all this followed, and I love meeting fans. If you can see my schedule, I'm everywhere. People are like, how do you do? Where are you? I'm like, Canada, New Zealand, I'll be here, I'll be there, I'll be in Dallas, and after this I'll be in New York, and then Miami and stuff like that. So traveling does become hard, and you know, but seeing all y'all gives me some energy, and you know, I'm thankful and feel blessed to have all these fans in line. Went to New York Comicon for the first time, and you know, I was told, doubted, you're not going to have fans, you don't have a big fan base, I'm going to give you only 1 hour, and I was like, so I went there expecting nothing, you know, because all these people put doubts in your head. That's why I tell you, you got to follow your dreams, you know, because if you're passionate and follow your dreams, things will come. So I went there, huge line, 6 hour long, longest line than everybody. Then of course every promoter in the world was like, come to my, you know. People believe in you when you succeed. They don't believe in you when you're not succeeding. You know, so like if you're passionate about something, you got to stick with it and forget people, what they say. Because whoever would have thought about you're wasting your time skateboarding, you're never going to be anything. It's Tony Hawk, you know what I mean? And it's just stuff that you do that you're passionate. And we all have a gift. We all supposed to be set somewhere in life. Think about how many things run here. From janitors to everything else. I met a girl at the QLS that just loved her job. She was so prideful in taking care of her gym and cleaning bathrooms and doing this that my wife just said, you know, I don't know, I have this feeling that I just want to tell her she's doing a great job, you know? And she did, and she was so happy. Everybody has a placement in life. And so I guess this is my placement. And they say, like in the Bible, you have a gift of gab, and unfortunately I have that. So does my little girl. Erica don't. She don't talk too much. You want to say something? See? She actually is a makeup artist. She worked with Keanu Reeves not too long ago. She raps. She rapped her Too Shorts thing. She's just real quiet and humble. Anyway, do you all have any questions that you want to ask me or anything like that? That you're just dying to know? Not about the Pink Ranger and the Green Ranger stuff.
What was the stupidest villain that you had to face?
The faucet monster. The one that just, you know, looked like it was peeing on us. It was like, yeah! Oh, you know. And, yeah, that was probably like me and Johnny Bosch were like, dude, the guy's just peeing on us. So we kept saying that the whole entire time. Yes. Thanks for painting your hair green, by the way. Thank you.
What was your experience doing the Forever Red episode?
Forever Red was different, you know. Going back to Forever Red, leading leaders was weird. Because they're all leaders. So when you lead leaders, sometimes leaders don't like to be led because they're a leader. So going in there and just telling everybody what to do, you know. And there was a line that said, Sea of Tranquility. I couldn't say it because it was just like a tongue twister, so I'd say it wrong, and I'm thinking, I hope the director just prints it because I'm sick of saying tranquility. You know what I mean? And all the other guys were sitting at a table, and eventually they all got escorted out, and I was wondering, whatever, maybe they're just giving me time to say my line and focus. After years later, I know why they got escorted out, because Dan Southworth, the Quantum Ranger, was, you know, saying, I thought I saw a putty cat. You know, saying, see it tranquility. He's like, so they were all laughing, you know what I mean? I'm like thinking, laugh one more time and kick you all upside the head. That was my experience with Forever Red, you know. Yes.
What was it like filming the Super Megaforce episode? What can you tell us about it?
Filming Megaforce, first of all, I don't know how the Green Ranger became the Green Ranger, right? I think story-wise, it's you know, about merchandising, bringing people back. I'm glad that I was the Green Ranger, going back in spandex. Actually, I had the original, well, the spandex I wore on the show, you know. But going back into it was pretty strange, seeing all these Rangers around. It's kind of like, you know, and going to the show in New Zealand, and people are like, well, who are you? And it's like, Tommy, you know. And, are you an extra? And I was like, so told my wife, if I'm not like in the center of this group, it's just gonna like be like, I'll be like standing in the corner. I don't want to be no background and be like, you know, because the Green Ranger was like the original, you know. It's like going at a rap and being Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? It's like original. And so, yeah, it was great, lined up and put Green Ranger in the middle. I don't know how the storyline is. There was a couple times where I did flashback to the White Ranger. And then being there, I was like, okay, that's me. That's me. I'm doing the voices. It just was strange. It was like, I was like the Dino Thunder walking by stunt guys going, and that's me. Cool. So we'll see how the storyline lines up. I'm sure there's a storyline. Yeah. Battle, fight.
Because in the photos, there are pictures of the White Ranger suit.
Yeah.
Are you going to be White Ranger as well?
Yeah, it was flashbacks of it. You know, I didn't get a chance to wear the White Ranger suit. I wore the Green Ranger suit. And I was realizing I haven't been back in the Green Ranger suit. I wasn't even in the Green Ranger suit in Dino Thunder. Haven't been back in spandex in years. And haven't been the Green Ranger in like 18 years. Part of the qualifications to go back to the show, no lies, can you fit in spandex? That was the first thing they asked people. That's why a lot of people don't didn't go back. And it's like, no offense or nothing, but that you got to be in spandex. And you know, we don't want to be in spandex and be like, roofing time, you know? It wouldn't match the Japanese footage. Some of it's Japanese footage and some is American footage. Just like when Blake Foster, you know, Justin morphed into an adult. You know, it was like, everyone's like, well, how does that happen? I'm like, I don't know. It must have been like, it's morphing time. Yeah! Demorph! So, that's kind of like the main force, yes.
How did it feel when you got the call when you got the part of
It was great, you know, to get a part. I would have done it for free at that time because I didn't care. It's like this whole thing, you know, it's like, that's why I don't like reunion episodes or reunion panels. It's because half the panels, oh, I got ripped off, and it's like, it's like, I just, you know, I was taken care of. I was taking care of my Megaforce because my actions were different. You get more in life when you're not so demanding. And I want that. You get more in life when you're like, it's cool, man, I'll do it. I'll take care of you, man. You know, I'll do this and I'll do that. And that's why I think it's, you know, it's, things just kind of followed, you know. And I was happy, and I was so happy to get the part, showing up on set, you know, and never let things get to my head, you know. Like my wife and her were talking about makeup artists or other people taking care of you. You do get spoiled on set, you know. But I think I never took that to my head because I was already a black belt. You know, I never misused my powers as a black belt. But for years, people, hello, sir, how you doing? Great, hey, can you give me a water? Oh, yes, sir. It wasn't like, no, it was just calling the shots. I was just used to that discipline of being like a karate instructor at that time, being a master at that time. My students are great to me. They'll, you know, have a respect between teacher and student. You know, I'm like Splinter, you know what I'm saying, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they just take care of me, and it's just a great feeling. So going to set, it was good. But you can get spoiled real quick. That's why I don't like, there's a lot of actors that I just don't get along with because they're not bigger and better than you. They say not to talk to extras, don't do this, don't do that. They sit in their chair, there's no eye contact when they're doing makeup, there's no this, there's no that. I just disagree. I'm so like, you know, I joke around on set, and, you know, I talk to the cast. My dad's a truck driver, so, like, you know, I have respect for the truck drivers. I have respect for the fans that love the show, that make the show. I have